Hi everyone, let's talk about the Palace of Mad King Ludwig, which is a bit of a strange one for me. I love a lot of Bezier games, especially the building series. I love Suburbia and the castles of Mad King Ludwig and their expansions and Subdivision as well, the kind of spin-off of Suburbia that's very different. Love all of that, and so when I heard that a different game in the vein of Castles of Mad King Ludwig was coming, I was really excited about it. And excited by the concept of, instead of building separate castles, if you haven't seen that, rather than kind of square-shaped tiles, there are all different shaped rooms that you're trying to slot together to form your own strange jigsaw of a castle. It's a really fantastic game. Hopefully cover it one day. But yeah, it didn't occur to me, through all of the excitement and just blind hype for it, it somehow didn't occur to me that this might be a confrontational game, an antagonistic game. But as soon as we started reading through the rules and playing it, of course it is. Everything that it is about is driven by that, and I like so much about this game. I think that So for a start, the moat system is one of the things that keeps cropping up to me. It's such a simple thing that whenever rooms get completed, you add a certain number of moats as the game goes on, and as the room tiles keep getting depleted, if somehow you've managed to keep the palace going, as the room tiles keep getting depleted, you have to add more and more and more and more moat tiles. And I think that's such a fantastic system because it adds to what's great about these games. What's great about castles as well is that you can look at the end of the game at the castle that you've built, at the palace that you've ended up building, and make funny stories and comments about the things that you've put next to each other. But as well, it kind of completes that picture. It kind of frames the palace that you're building, and you can see it kind of creeping up around you. There are other endgame conditions for if this doesn't happen, but you can kind of see things creeping up. It definitely adds. It's not a plus for me, but it definitely adds to the interaction part of it as well, because this is another thing that can, frighten people into, I need to get this completed now because the moat is 2 spaces away from me and somebody is going to make this go over my room and I can never complete it. So many different ways of scoring in this game are clever as well. You really devote yourself to a few different types of rooms, or a bit of everything in certain columns can be tons of points, or get a load of utility rooms that give you endgame bonuses, or get a load of favour tiles that give you endgame bonuses. As with castles and Suburbia, there are public goals that you're all kind of competing for, which can make a difference between which tiles and swans people really want or really don't want, if you want the fewest of things. And then there's the kind of dilemma between getting more of these favour tiles is covering up spaces that you might want to unlock the powers of later, whether it's endgame abilities or things to reduce the cost of swans, or maybe move those moat tiles, which could completely change things. As somebody thinks they've blocked off your room, you activate your special power of being able to move some moat tiles, and all of a sudden it's open and ready for building again. There are loads of brilliant little decisions like that going on, and it's so there's so much I like about it, and that's why it's a strange one for me, because I can point to all of these things that I really enjoy, and definitely getting it out for it's been a couple of months since we've played it, and getting it out again is reminding me of all these things that I really like about it. But while all of these things are big positives for it, I couldn't have enjoyed playing it less, really, and that is purely down to, maybe you know this, you've seen some of my videos before, we don't play games with very much interaction, conflict, trying to deny other people things, cutting people off. There's no stealing from each other in this, but the entire game, and this why it's kind of, I feel like kind of evangelizing about it still a little bit, because it's not a flaw of the game, it's the entire intention of the game. I don't know how I didn't realize it before we actually got hold of it and started playing through it. The whole goal of the game is to, as soon as you're placing things, people are kind of opportunistically thinking, how can I do something that benefits me, but also without much effort can really mess you up. It does have things to counteract that by, you want to match the swans in the rooms to get yourself more swans. You're also giving the person whose room that is the swan as well. So there's all those considerations of, oh, we think such and such is in the lead, so now we really need to group together. I'm not going to help him because he's doing so well. I'm going to match my colour with your swan so we can both get a swan and maybe we can catch up. It's all that kind of thing. You know, he's getting loads of points from the stairs. He's got so many downstairs rooms. Everybody's been putting downstairs rooms next to his stairs. He's going to get a ton of points here. We need to put some stairs here to cut him off and start a new section instead. You know, there are all those kind of considerations to think of. And, you know, as I said, the moats can come into play with that as well as picking rooms that don't necessarily have openings on all four sides. So you can connect this and get your bonus, and maybe with one of these sides without a door, you can cut off somebody else's room so they can never complete that. That is, it's not a huge blow, but yeah, that there are so many times through the game where it very, very often you are blocking someone off or being blocked off. It's such a huge part of the game. And it's that reason purely that, yeah, I really didn't enjoy this. And yeah, and that's, I am particularly, you know, we don't like any kind of conflict really in games, so I'm kind of on the extreme end of it, so maybe it wouldn't be that bad for someone. But that's what the playthrough's for, really. You could kind of hopefully get a gauge of the amount that's in there for you, but absolutely far too much for us. And while I can definitely look at it and see all of these really positive things, it's absolutely not a game for me. But as I said, hopefully the playthrough is there, and hopefully I have done a good job of showing you if it would be one for you. But anyway, that is Palace of Mad King Ludwig. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you for the next game. Bye.